I'm Rod Serling. You're listening to the Zero Hour.
Suspense. I'm the Whistler.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Who is it?
The Fat Man.
Presents The Man Called X.
The Mysterious Traveler. Another journey into the realm of the strange and terrifying. I hope you will enjoy the trip, that it will thrill you a little and chill you a little. So settle back, get a good grip on your nerves. Where are we going? You'll find out when we get there.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Drama and Theater, brought to you by Duane Old Time Radio. Drama and Theater features some of the best programs from the golden age of radio, including Escape, The Fat Man, Suspense, The Whistler, Zero Hour, Yours Truly, Johnny Dollar, and many, many more. Before we start today's drama, if you enjoy what I'm doing, let me ask you to subscribe to my channel. Subscribing is 100% free, and you will receive notifications on new posts. Lastly, if you have a moment, write a short 1 or 2 sentence review or give a rating on your preferred podcast service. A positive review or rating would help me out a lot. And now, on to the drama, and thank you for your support as always. In the month of October, with The Mysterious Traveler, 2 episodes. The 42nd episode, Death Laughs Last. And that one aired September 24th, 1944. And then The Man the Insects Hated, 43rd episode, October 7th, 1944.
The Mysterious Traveler. This is the Mysterious Traveler, inviting you to join me on another journey into the realm of the strange and the terrifying. I hope you will enjoy the trip, that it will thrill you a little and chill you a little. So settle back, get a good grip on your nerves, and be comfortable, if you can. Where are we going? Why, we're going to follow the adventures of a man who thought he could commit murder and escape punishment. I call the story Death Laughs Last. It was while I was practicing medicine in an eastern city that Edward Harrison brought his wife Mary to me for an examination. I could see at a glance that she was dangerously ill. When I had finished my examination, however, I tried to conceal her true condition from her till I had a chance to speak privately to her husband.
It isn't anything serious, is it, Dr. Smith? Oh, please tell me that it isn't.
Well, I'm afraid it's too soon to say, Mrs. Harrison. Until the X-ray plates are ready, I can't say yes or no.
But...
Now your husband is waiting outside. He's probably beginning to worry, so...
Oh, yes, of course.
Here's your wife, Mr. Harrison. You must have thought I'd kidnapped her.
No, but I was getting a little worried, Doctor. I hope you didn't find anything very wrong.
Well, I took several X-rays, but I won't be able to tell much until they're developed. I'd like your wife to come back day after tomorrow, if she can.
Of course, Doctor. What time would be the best?
Well, any time that's convenient to you. Now, I'll write out a prescription your husband can have filled. Will you step in for a moment, Mr. Harrison?
Sure thing. Be with you in a moment, Mary.
Of course, darling.
Sit down, won't you, Mr. Harrison?
All right. Now, what is it, Doctor?
Mr. Harrison, your wife is dangerously ill.
Does that mean she's going to die?
Her only hope is a brain operation. A very difficult and delicate operation. Without it, well, I could only give her 6 months, a year at most.
No, it mustn't be. She's got to have the operation, you hear?
I must tell you, Mr. Harrison, that only one man in this country has the necessary skill for the operation your wife needs. He's Dr. Howard Richards, and naturally he's in great demand. His average fee for an operation is about $1,500.
$1,500?
Well, of course, if you can't afford that, you might consider the circumstances and...
No, I can afford it. I can afford anything Mary needs.
Well, then I'll get in touch with him at once.
Yeah, sure. You make the arrangements right away, and I'll get a hold of the money. I'll get it to you by tomorrow, sure.
Darling, help me off with my coat, will you, please?
Oh, sure, Mary. Yeah. How are you feeling?
Oh, much better since Dr. Smith gave me that medicine in his office.
He's a swell doctor. He'll fix you up in no time.
Did he tell you anything more, Edward?
Not a thing, except that the treatment might take a little time, that's all.
A little time? Oh, dear, I hope it won't be too expensive. Your business hasn't been good, and we've used up all the money in our savings account, and...
Oh, don't you fret about money. Don't you worry about anything.
All right, darling, I won't. Oh, but aren't you going to take your coat off?
No, I've got to get the prescription the doctor gave me filled. You just take it easy till I get back. I might stop in at the shop, too. There's something I've got to attend to there. Mr. Danvers, I'm Ed Harrison.
Oh, yes, Mr. Harrison. Please sit down. I see that you want to borrow $1,500 from us.
That's right.
Unfortunately, the security you offer, your home...
Well, what's wrong with it? It's a swell little house, good section, all in good repair.
Yes, that's true. But you already have a first and second mortgage on it, totaling $4,000. And, well, I'm afraid we can't make any further loans on it.
But I've got to have the money. I've just got to.
I'm sorry to hear that, because there's nothing we can do to help you. Nothing we can do.
You say you're not employed, Mr. Harrison.
No, I own a shop. I'm a locksmith.
Mm-hmm. Well, that means you're never certain of your income. If you had a job now, a regular income you could depend on...
What are you getting at? You mean you're not going to let me have the money?
I certainly wish I could, but under the circumstances... Well, I'm sorry, very sorry, but there's nothing I can do.
I'm afraid the collateral you suggest isn't satisfactory, Mr. Harrison. We'd lend you the money if we could, but we just can't. Sorry.
But I've got to have it. I've just got to.
Sorry.
It's to save Mary's life. She'll die if I don't.
Sorry.
And I won't let her die. I won't.
Sorry. Sorry.
Look,
Sorry.
you must...
Sorry.
Listen.
Sorry.
You must...
Edward, you aren't eating. Oh, and you're so quiet. Dear, is there anything wrong?
What? Oh, no, of course not.
You're worrying about me, aren't you?
Why, no, Mary. I was just thinking about making some changes at the shop. And...
Darling, you don't have to lie to me. I know I'm not well, but I'm going to get better. Really, I am, I promise.
Of course you are. Dr. Smith said so. You're going to be well in no time. Now I've got to go out. I have an appointment over the other side of the city with Horace Latimer. He wants to see me about something. Something important.
Edward had no appointment with Horace Latimer, but went to see Horace anyway. For he and Horace had been boyhood friends. Then their paths had separated, and Horace had grown wealthy. But in his desperation, Edward Harrison hoped that Horace would remember the past and would lend him the money he'd been trying to raise all day. Horace could spare it easily. But would he?
1,500? That's rather a lot of money, Ed.
I know it is, Horace, but it's for Mary, for an operation. I've got to have it.
Yes. Why don't you try the bank? You have a house, a business.
I have tried the bank and all the personal loan companies in town. They all turned me down, said the security wasn't good enough.
I see. Well, that's too bad. But I don't quite understand why you came to me, Ed.
Because we're friends, that's why. Because when we were boys, we agreed that we'd each of us always lend the other a helping hand if we could.
Boys don't understand business very well, I'm afraid, Ed.
No, I suppose not. They don't understand business. They just understand friendship. You know, if I had the money and you needed it, I'd lend it to you in a minute.
I don't doubt that at all, Ed. And you can bet I'd lend it to you if I had it. But that's the trouble. I haven't any ready cash. The income tax, you know, and a couple of shaky investments that I had to bolster up lately.
All right, Horace, never mind explaining. I get the idea. You're not going to lend me the money.
No, really, Ed, I would if I could, but I can't. I'm sorry,
Save your
but
sorrow for somebody else. I don't need your money, you hear? I'll get it someplace else. Yes, I'll get it. Somehow.
After he had slammed out of Horace Latimer's expensive home, Edward stood for a moment on the dark street corner, staring back with bitterness in his face.
Sorry. Yes, you're sorry. In a pig's eye, you're sorry. What a sap I was to think you were a pal of mine.
What's that, buddy? Oh, was you talking to me?
Oh, no, sorry. I guess I was thinking out loud.
Oh, that's okay. Hey, got a match?
A match? Oh, sure. Yeah, there you go.
Thanks. Okay, just hold it like that. Make a move and I'll plug you.
Gun?
Yeah,
Why,
this is a stick-up. Hold hand over your dough and make it fast, see?
My dough? That's a hot one. I'm out trying to raise money myself. We're both out of luck. I've only got $1 on me. Take it if you want it anyway. It's more than I could raise.
Don't try to kid me. Stand still while I see what you got in your pockets. A wallet. A leather case of some kind.
You'll find just $1 in that wallet.
Yeah? $1. One measly buck. And I bet you got a roll hidden in this leather case. It's heavy enough.
There's nothing in there but my emergency kit.
Yeah, well, I'll just see for myself. Say. Oh, this kit is full of skeleton keys and picklocks and stuff. What are you, anyway? Second-story worker?
I'm a locksmith and a safe repairman, if it's anything to you. Now, how about taking the $1 and letting me go on my way? I'm in a hurry.
Not so fast, pal. Not so fast. Were you leveling just now when you said you was trying to raise dough?
Yeah, I've got to have $1,500 by tomorrow. What's it to you?
You'd be surprised, pal. Okay, I'm putting the gun away, but you ain't leaving yet. Me and you, we're gonna talk business. Because I got a plan that'll get us both all the dough we need. Two more beers, waiter.
Coming up.
Well, is it a deal on my proposition?
I don't know, Mike.
Sure you do. There's nothing to it. You can open locks and safes. I know where there's a house with plenty of dough in it. You and me together, we'll go get it. We'll make a team.
Burglary? I've never stolen anything in my life.
Listen, you said you needed the dough bad, didn't you? So do I, plenty bad. You said you'd do anything to get it, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Then what are you hanging back for? All you got to do is get the back door opened and the safe. In half an hour, you'll have your $1,500 and more. How else are you ever going to get it? Answer me that.
I don't know. You're sure the money's there, Mike?
Positive. I was casing the joint, looked in the window in time to see the old geezer put a whole roll of bills in a safe that's like a bread box. You could open it with your teeth.
All right, I'll do it. I've got to have the money. I'll go on the job with you.
Okay, this is the joint. Everybody's hit the hay long ago. It'll be a cinch.
The luck looks easy. But I shouldn't be doing this. There must be some other way to get the money straight.
Don't be a sucker all your life. You gotta take what you want in this world. If you don't, you'll never get it. Everybody's a crook of some kind. Take it from me.
Well...
Get on. Get that door open. We gotta get inside before we're spotted.
All right. Let me take a second, I think. Yes. There. It's unlocked.
Okay. Get inside. The safe's in the library. Down this way. Don't make any noise.
You're sure there's only two of them in the house?
Yeah, the old guy and his butler. Probably both of them deaf as posts. Here's the library. Come on. The safe's behind the picture on the wall.
This picture?
Yeah, that's it. I'll lift it down. There you are. That safe is just a kid's toy. Go ahead, get it open.
It won't be that easy. But I'll have it open inside half an hour.
Hurry it up. You've been 40 minutes on that thing.
It's coming now. There. It's open.
About time, too. Now let's see what's in it. Here's the cash box. Will I open it? There. Look. Dough, cash, Mazuma. What'd I tell you?
There must be thousands there.
Easy. Come on, we'll count it and divvy it up.
No, never mind. Just give me 1,500. That's all I want. You can keep the rest.
Are you kidding?
No, that's all I want. Just the 1,500 I need.
Okay, it's your funeral. Yeah, here you are. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, $1,500 bills.
$1,500?
Yeah, for just an hour's work. Easy money, huh? What do you say? We crack a couple more cribs tonight?
No, I just want to get out of here now and...
Get behind this door. I'll take care of it.
Burglars! Jenkins, please help!
What'd you expect me to do? Shake his hand?
But you killed him. Yes. I'm an accessory to murder.
Put the duff and let's get out of here. Or do you want to get caught?
No, of course not.
All right, let's get going. Come on, we can...
Stand still, both of you. I have a gun and I have you covered.
The butler.
If you move, I'll shoot. I can see you perfectly.
He's standing on the stairs. He's got a gun. We caught.
No, not yet. We ain't. Not by an old scarecrow with a rusty horse pistol.
Put up your hands. I'm going to call the police. You've done something to the boss.
Okay, we'll put up our hands. Light from me, Will.
Oh!
Shoot him. We gotta get out of here in a hurry. No shots. Okay, here we are. Come on in.
But why did you make me come here? Why can't I go home?
You heard me. Come on in. That's better. Now, take off your hat and stay a while.
But I can't stay, Mike. My wife, she'll be worrying. Get home to her.
You've got other things than your wife to worry about, chum.
What do you mean, Mike?
I mean the cops. Or have you forgotten you're wanted for murder?
No, I haven't forgotten. I'll never be able to forget. Why did you kill them? Why?
Well, it was either kill them or go to jail. Or would you rather have gone to jail, huh?
No, but I'm all mixed up. How did I get into this anyway?
You needed dough. That's how you got into this. And you got it, so now cut out the sob stuff.
Why won't you let me go home? Why did you make me come here to your room?
You're here so you and me can have a little talk.
What kind of a talk?
Well, chum, that door and that safe open. You and me got a future together.
Oh, I won't do it. I won't.
Sure you will. And always send a little note to the cops.
They'd get you, too.
I'd be a long ways off here. You got a sick wife. You can, they say. You don't think you can pull a job and then go on as if nothing had happened. Somebody's always got to be another.
I did it only for
a minute now and you can't get out. Wait.
I will get it off my chest.
Oh, no, you do. You see, Dick, and if I thought... Hey, get it, go!
You got me into this. You got it. I'll take that gun away from me.
I'll plug you out. Oh!
Mike. He's dead. I'm going to get away.
In a daze of horror, he made his way to the street. Thoughts which he could not control round in his head.
They'll hang me. But I had the money to make Mary. Now they'll catch me. They'll hang me. I've got to. Paid for somehow. But you can't escape if you're lucky. I need a drink. I've got to have a drink before I go crazy.
So Edward Harrison stopped the street and struggling to control his shaking as normal. He ordered a double whiskey and Gauter's senses cleared a little, he heard the radio at the end of the bar broadcasting a warning to the city.
Attention. The police stop for the following man. Committed in the Buxton Park. Please make a note of the following.
Say, buddy, what's the radio off for?
Because I was...
Did he? And I got a night I want to hear it. So I'm going to turn it back on again.
No, you mustn't.
But I'm going to. If you try your gun right here under the bar, see what that dirty killer looked like.
I repeat, beyond height, lean and wiry, with reddish-brown hair, in Buxton Park earlier this evening. Man reported once to now turn you back to our regular night owl program of popular dance tunes.
Lean and wiry with reddish-brown hair, huh? Well, that ain't you. You're heavy-set and black-haired. But for a minute there, you had me going. I was positive you was the killer the way you didn't want me to hear the description. I guess you're just jumpy, huh? Well, here, have another drink. On the house.
Thanks. I need some sleep. Yeah, that's what I need. Some sleep.
How close he had come to giving himself away. Edward Harrison hurried. Mike the police were looking for. Not Edward Harrison. And they had. Edward Harrison was safe. His own good luck, Edward was asleep. Quiet and troubled by nightmare, Mary was already preparing breakfast.
Good morning, darling. Who?
I was pretty late. I stopped at the shop. I was pretty late, a little work. I forgot to watch the time.
Oh, and this morning you look terrible. I know. You're worrying about me. Really, I am.
Of course you are. I'm going to see to that.
What do you think? Dr. Smith called up last night. He wanted to talk to you. Said he had some good news for you.
Good news?
Yes, but he wouldn't tell me what it was. I don't know why. He asked for you to stop in at his office this morning.
I think I know what it is. Yes, sure, I'll go right over and see him.
Oh, but, darling, you're going to eat breakfast first, aren't you?
I'll eat when I get back. I want to see the doctor first. Anyway, I'm not very hungry.
Well, all right, Edward. But please hurry back. I want to know what the doctor says, too.
Yeah, sure, Mary. I'll be right back. But everything's okay now, darling. Everything's okay.
After he left the house, Edward bought a morning paper. Big headlines told of the murders the night before, but he scarcely saw them. His eyes hurried through the story until he found what he was looking for. The news that Mike's body had been found. The butler Mike had shot had given the police Mike's description and then died before he could tell them there was anyone with Mike. So the police had listed Mike's death as a suicide or an accident and closed the case. Edward Harrison was safe. Perfectly safe.
Safe. I'm safe. Mike was wrong. Sometimes you can get away with murder and not have to pay anything if you're lucky. And I've been lucky. I've been lucky.
When Edward Harrison entered my office, he sat down beside my desk and tossed a folded newspaper into the wastebasket. His expression was that of a man who had just faced disaster and been rescued at the last moment.
Good morning, Doctor. Mary said you'd phoned. You had good news.
Yes, Mr. Harrison, I called you last night after I got in touch with Dr. Richards. I wanted to tell you that he had agreed to operate on your wife.
Oh, that's swell, Doctor. And I've got the money right here in my pocket.
Money, yes. Yes, I was also going to tell you that Dr. Richards had said not to worry about it. You could take as long as you wanted to pay it.
As long as I wanted?
Yes.
Then it wasn't necessary. I didn't have to do it. I didn't have to do it.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
Never mind, Doctor. I mean, I've got the money. I want to pay it. He's got to take it right away. Well, what's the matter? What are you looking at me like that for? The operation is going to save Mary's life, isn't it? You said it would. You can go back on your word. You can, do you hear?
It's not that, Mr. Harrison. Yes, the operation would save your wife's life, but unfortunately, Dr. Richards was the only man in this country able to perform it.
Well, so what? He said he'd do it, didn't he? And I've raised the dough to pay him, so what's the hitch?
Mr. Harrison, Dr. Richards can't perform the operation now.
But you said...
He was tragically murdered last night by a burglar who broke into his home in Buxton Park. This is the mysterious traveler again. Did you enjoy our little trip into the life of a man who thought he could make good come out of evil? Poor Edward Harrison. He didn't believe that crime must always be paid for by someone, did he? What became of him? Well, after his wife died a few months later, he confessed everything to the police. He didn't have anything to live for, poor fellow. But I hope his experience will teach you that crime really doesn't pay. I always say that if... Oh, you're getting off at the next stop. I'm sorry. But perhaps we'll meet again soon. I take this same train every week.
You have just heard Chapter 42 of The Mysterious Traveler, our series of dramas of the strange and terrifying. In today's story, Death Laughs Last, Philip Clark played Edward Harrison, Carl Emery played Mike, and Elizabeth Morgan played Mary Harrison. The Mysterious Traveler is written by Bob Arthur and David Cogan, and original music is played by Henry Silverne. The entire production is under the direction of Jock McGregor. And now, an important message for all of you.
This is Jock McGregor speaking. The National War Fund drive begins tomorrow. As you probably know, this fund includes over 22 of the major war relief and service organizations. As the war progresses on all fronts, more and more people will need help. Our armed forces, American prisoners of war, our allies, and people right here at home. And by giving to the National War Fund, you will be helping. Consider just one of the many organizations that the War Fund supports, the USO. More than 3,000 service units are in operation, clubs where our servicemen and women find recreation, dances, educational activities, reading, writing, and game rooms, and religious counsel. The USO is responsible for the traveler's aid desks, which help servicemen make connections and find sleeping accommodations. It operates the lounges in railroad and bus terminals. USO camp shows bring American entertainment to our troops at camps and stations throughout this country and in all the combat zones. Groups who play the jungle circuit in the South Pacific, the desert circuit in North Africa, the grass skirt circuit in the Hawaiian Islands, and the foxhole circuit in combat zones just behind the front lines. We can't measure in money the good accomplished by the USO, but we can help to continue that good work by giving our money the National War Fund. So when your community war fund or war chest representative calls on you, give and give generously.
Listen next time to a tale titled
The Man the Insects Hated.
Another tale of the Mysterious Traveler. The Mysterious Traveler is presented by WOR Mutual from the WOR studios in New York. Beginning Saturday, October 7th, The Mysterious Traveler will be heard at a new time. It will be presented every Saturday evening at 10:30 Eastern Wartime over most of these same stations. So remember the new time, 10:30 p.m., Saturdays.
This is Mutual.
Mutual presents The Mysterious Traveler.
This is The Mysterious Traveler, inviting you to join me on another journey into the realm of the strange and the terrifying. I hope you will enjoy the trip, that it will thrill you a little and chill you a little. So settle back, get a good grip on your nerves, and be comfortable. If you can. It's the end of July and rather warm, isn't it? There's probably an insect or two buzzing around in your living room right this moment, or banging against your screen trying to get in. Before we go any further, you better get rid of it. If you do, you'll breathe easier as you hear the unusual story I have for you today. The story I call The Man the Insects Hated. My story begins in a homemade laboratory in a crumbling mansion on the edge of a bayou, deep in the heart of the Louisiana swamps. Outside, the air is filled with the strident hum and buzz of insects, uncounted swarms of them, crawling and hopping and flying in the hot, lush atmosphere. Inside the laboratory, the air is filled with the same sound as a small man with graying hair lifts a wire insect trap to a table.
Listen to them, Mary. How they hate me, every one of them. The flies, the bees, the hornets, the beetles, the locusts, the spiders, they all hate me.
Oh, John, they don't hate you. They're just bugs. They can't hate you.
Yes, but listen to them hum and buzz when I come near. They know me. And the reason they're so upset is that they know that we're enemies. And that I'm going to destroy them. Destroy them utterly.
All right, John.
Oh, Mary, you look tired. This life we've been leading the last few months, it's very dreary for you, isn't it?
It's all right, John. It doesn't matter.
Oh, but it does. These swamps, they must seem like the last outpost of creation to you. You always did love the city and the lights, the movement, the gaiety.
I'm all right. You mustn't worry about me. It's such a struggle. If we had someone to help us, it would be easier. But no one will come out here and work for us.
Yes, I know, my darling. Believe me, I do. But it's only for a little while. Soon we'll be rich. I promise it.
All right, John. I'll be patient.
You do believe me, Mary. You know that I'm on the verge of success now, don't you? That last formula, you saw how quickly it killed every insect in the cage?
Yes, I know. It was wonderful, John.
Yes, and you know yourself what it'll mean to the world. The perfect insect killer, something much better than DDT. Why, it will be tremendous. It will make the worst jungle livable. It will cut down disease and increase the crops.
There's someone at the door.
Yes. That's very odd. I wonder who it could be.
I'll see. Perhaps it's Dr. Guernsey or Mr. Conway, the druggist. They promised to call.
Good morning. Professor Hanson in?
Why, yes, he is. Come in quickly. There's so many flies.
Yeah. Seems like the air is full of bugs outside. Never saw so many in my life. What is it, Mary?
It's someone to see you, John. I don't know who.
Andrews, the name, Professor. Martin Andrews. Hey, you really are out in the wilds here, aren't you? Thought I'd never find you. Yes, we are rather isolated, but... You're wondering who I am and what I want here. The truth is, I was in Conway's drugstore back in town, and he told me you might be able to use a handyman. Oh, a handyman?
Yes, we can use a handyman. How much do you want?
Oh, not very much. I guess $25 a week would do me.
We can manage that, I think.
But on second thought, I don't know. I'm not crazy about these swamps with all these bugs around and...
Oh, please try it anyway, Mr. Andrews. My husband is engaged on some very important research, and he needs help badly.
Oh. Well, when you put it like that, Mrs. Hanson...
Then you will stay.
Yeah, I'll stay. What have I got to lose? Maybe I'll like it better than I thought at first. Excellent, Mr. Andrews, excellent. Oh, just call me Martin, Professor. Yes, Martin, yes. Now, there are a lot of details that you can help me with. Now, take this watch. And
lunch will be ready in a minute.
Oh, yes, my dear, yes. Take this watch, Martin, and you see this wire trap full of insects? Yeah. There must be thousands of bugs in there. There are. You see, I'm working to discover the perfect insect exterminator. Oh, yeah, I see. Yes. And in this spray gun, I have my latest solution, Formula 312. And I'm going to spray it just once that this trap full of insects, and you are to time how long it takes them all to die. You're going to kill all those bugs with just one squirt from that spray? I hope so. And they know it, too. Listen to them hum. How they hate me. They know I'm going to kill them, and they wish they could get free to kill me. Huh? Oh, yes. Yes, they know me. Insects hate me. All insects. Just as I hate them. They'd kill me if they could, but instead I'm going to kill them. Have you got your eye on the watch? What? Oh, yeah, sure. Then start timing. Now, watch and listen. Say, that stuff really mows them down, Professor. Yes, they're dying now. A few of them are still trying to crawl around, but there they go. Now, how long did it take? 29 seconds. That's good, but not quite good enough. But I'm sure I'm on the right track.
Lunch is ready, John.
Oh, yes, my dear. Yes, we're coming. Well, Martin, do you think you're going to like working here, helping me develop my new insect killer? Yes, sir, Professor. I've got an idea it's going to be a lot more interesting here than I ever imagined.
Coffee, John?
Thank you, my dear. No, I want to go back to the lab to try a new formula. And while I'm mixing it, why don't you show Martin around the place?
Why,
That's a swell idea, Professor. I'd like to get wise to just what you're doing here.
But I'm sure that John could show you around and explain everything better than I could.
No, not at all, Mary. And besides, you know how I feel about going outdoors.
Well, all right, John. If you want me to.
Fine. I'll get started on the new mixture right away, and when you're through, I'll have something for you to do, Martin. Okay, Professor. Well, Mrs. Hanson, I'll be obliged to you if you'll give me the lowdown on everything.
Well, all right, Martin. There are things that you really should know.
That's how it is, huh? Mm-hmm. The professor is hipped on the subject of bugs and wants to rid the world of them. And he thinks they all know it and hate him, huh? Oh, that's a hot one. The bees and the mosquitoes and the flies, they all got it in for him, huh?
You mustn't laugh. I know it's a strange quirk of his mind, but it's a harmless one. And you must pretend not to notice anything odd about it.
Okay, Mrs. Hanson, if you say so.
You see, when he was a small boy, my husband was almost stung to death by a swarm of bees. That brought on his peculiar hatred of all insects and his belief that they hate him.
Sure, I can see how that'd be.
And that's the reason why all his life he's been experimenting to find the perfect insect exterminator.
It's screwy, but if he does find this perfect bug killer, it'll pay off big.
Oh, he will find it. I'm sure of it. That's why I'm willing. I'm sure he will.
You were going to say that's why you're willing to stay here in this swamp, because you think you'll find this bug killer and make a lot of money from it, huh? Well, that's the truth, ain't it, Mrs. Hanson?
You're being impertinent.
The first time I looked at you, I could see you weren't meant for a life like this. You were meant for pretty clothes and soft music, dancing, fun. Not for rotting away in a swamp that's only fit for bugs.
You mustn't talk like that. I've got to go back to the house.
No, not yet. Listen, the minute I stepped inside that house, I knew you were eating your heart out all for fun and people and pretty things.
I don't know what you're talking about. Let go of my wrist.
Not yet. Listen, I'm no handyman. I know how to make money when I want to. It's just good luck that brought me here. My good luck. There's meant to be something between us. I knew that the second you opened the door this morning.
You're crazy.
Let me go. Sure. I'll let you go. There. Well, why don't you run away from me now that you can?
You mustn't say things like that. You mustn't.
But I already have. And I will again. You weren't meant to be married to a dotty old dodo like the professor. You were meant to live. And I'm going to hang around here until I prove it to you.
And so Martin Andrews joined the strange household in the swamps, the household where Professor Hanson plotted death for the insect world. Mary suggested to him that it had been a mistake to hire Martin so hastily without investigating his background. But her husband pooh-poohed her arguments, and she was silent, knowing she could not explain that she was both frightened and fascinated by a man whom she'd seen for the first time that day. So Martin stayed, and in the days that followed, Professor Hanson found him invaluable. With his help, the work went much more quickly. And daily, as the work progressed, the number of insects swarming about the house increased, buzzing and humming ominously as though news of the professor's success was spreading throughout the whole swamp. Then one morning in the laboratory...
Time, Martin. Exactly 15 seconds, Professor.
15 seconds and every insect in the trap is dead. We've done it, Martin. Mary!
Yes, John. What is it?
Mary, we've done it. At last I found the formula that will kill any insect known almost instantly.
Oh, John. Oh, I'm so glad.
Yes, Formula 397. See, here it is. Just a few marks on this piece of paper. But it's man's final victory over the insect world.
Listen to the bugs outside hum, Professor. They sound almost like they knew what you'd done.
Oh, yes, they do know. But they're helpless. They're beaten and they know it. Yes. Now, I've got to write a note to Dr. Guernsey and Mr. Conway. Martin, wait here for me.
Yeah, sure, Professor.
Martin, what are you doing with that formula?
Just putting it in my pocket where it'll be safe. You know how the professor is, always losing things.
Give it to me, please. I'll take care of it.
No, I think I'd better hold on to it. But I have something else for you.
No. Let me go. Let go of me.
Ever since that first day. And I've been waiting until you knew as well as I do that we were meant for each other.
You mustn't say such things.
You do know it, don't you?
No.
Maybe this will convince you.
Oh, Martin. Oh, Martin.
Now you know it, don't you?
Oh, I'm crazy, I suppose. I can't help it. You've got to go away, Martin. Now, today.
You are crazy if you think I'm going without you. Oh, here comes the professor. We'll talk about it later.
Martin, here's a note from Mr. Conway, the druggist. I've asked him to come out with Dr. Guernsey tomorrow night. Will you drive into town and deliver it to him, please?
Sure, Professor. I'd be glad to. Right away.
Quickly. Oh, my, your clothes are covered with insects. Here, stand still a minute. I'll get rid of them. There. It takes care of that. How in the world did so many get on you?
When I got out to open the garage door, they were crawling all over it. They dropped onto me. I couldn't knock them off.
John! Oh, John!
Yes, Mary?
John, there are ants in the kitchen. A whole swarm of giant black ants. They're monsters.
Giant ants in the kitchen. How did they get in?
I don't know, but they're there. And more coming all the time.
Well, never mind. We'll take care of them. Come on, Martin. Bring the spray gun.
Right.
We mustn't get into the house. I won't let them. They want to get at me, but they're not going to.
There they are, John. All over the floor.
These giant ants. The floor's black with them. And look at them come this way toward me. They know who I am. Quick, Martin. Use the spray.
Yes, Professor. This will fix them. Look at them turn up their toes.
Yes.
There. That finishes them.
How in the world did they get in? I thought I'd made this house insect-proof.
Here are some more. Coming through this hole in the woodwork.
I'll take care of them.
There. Now I'll plug up the hole. No more come in that way.
They're such big ants. I've never seen any that big before.
And they were after me, but we've taught them a lesson.
Professor, you've almost convinced me you're right about the bugs hating you, I mean.
What do you say?
It's the truth. You never saw so many bugs in your life as there are outside right now. When I got back from town, I could hardly see the house for the beetles and the flies and the hornets that are buzzing around it. A couple of times the car ran over columns of ants so thick I thought they were going to clog the wheels. Columns heading this way.
Is that so? I must go over to the window and see for myself. Yes, good heavens, the screen is so covered with insects I can't see out.
I'll give them a dose of your bug killer. That'll make them move on. There. That cleared them off. Now, take a look outside, Professor. Did you ever see anything like that in your life?
Oh! Good Lord, the sky is black with insects. Look at that swarm over the trees. Flying beetles, wasps, bees, loco. I can't identify them all.
Yeah, and just listen to them. Listen to that song of hate.
Don't say that. It's just a natural phenomenon. They swarm sweet insects by the millions.
Yeah, I know. And every one of those millions is headed right for this spot.
But that's ridiculous.
No, it's not. All the way to town, I didn't see a single bug. Because they're all gathered right around here, right around this house.
You mustn't say that.
He's right. They know what's happening here, and they want to stop me.
No, John, no.
If you want my advice, the thing to do is make up all the Formula 397 we can. If those bugs ever get into this house, we're gonna need it.
As the day wore on, the clouds of insects surrounding the old mansion in the swamps grew steadily bigger. At times, the house was almost hidden by the black swarms of tiny creatures flying and crawling over it, as if they really were trying to force their way inside. Only a few did get into the house through unnoticed cracks. But as night came on...
John.
Yes?
John, the lights won't go on.
They won't?
No, look. Our fuse must have blown out.
I'll go take a look, Professor. I have the flashlight.
Thank you, Martin.
I'll only be a minute.
Listen to them, Mary. Listen to them swarming about the house, beating against the screens, trying to get in at me.
Oh, John, they're just insects. They don't hate you.
They don't? Well, then where have they come from? Why are they surrounding this house? Answer me that.
Oh, I don't know.
Martin agrees with me. He said so this afternoon.
You mustn't pay any attention to Martin.
Listen to them. If they could get in, we'd be dead in 15 minutes. There's death we hear humming and buzzing out there, Mary.
Professor!
Professor! Yes, what is it? Did you find the trouble?
Yes, it's in the switch box, all right. All the fuses are blown out.
All of them? But how?
The switch box is full of little beetles. I don't know where they came from, but they caused a short circuit that blew out all the fuses.
They did it on purpose.
Oh, John!
Well, anyway, we'll be using candles tonight. And there's another thing.
What, Martin?
The cellar is full of little white ants. I couldn't find out where they're coming from.
White ants?
Not ants, Martin. Those are termites.
Well, termites, then. They're all over everything.
Termites? They can eat their way through wood. They can eat holes that the other insects can enter through.
Yeah. That's right, isn't it?
Martin, come on. Get 2 insect sprays. We've got to get down there and destroy them before they destroy us.
Billions of bugs out there. Crickets, bees, flies, hornets, wasps, ants, every kind of insect there is. It's a good thing you put tight screens on this house.
John!
What is it, Mary?
I thought I felt the house shake then.
Oh, don't let your imagination get you. I didn't feel anything.
No. You must keep control of your nerves.
I suppose I imagined it then. Oh, John, it's almost midnight. Are they ever going to go away?
Maybe not. If the professor's right and they're after him, they'll just hang around until we starve to death, or until they get in and finish us off.
Oh, Martin, stop it.
Martin is right. We've used up all the Formula 397, and if they ever do get into the house, we're doomed.
I was just thinking that myself.
We have got to get help.
Go out of the house?
Yeah.
Oh, no, John.
Not all of us. But maybe if I were to take the car and make a dash for town, they might follow me.
John, that's madness.
In the sedan with all the windows shut, they couldn't get at me, and in town I could get help.
Yeah, you could.
I could make up more Formula 397 at Conway's drugstore, and he and Dr. Guernsey can come back with me. And if we used a big pumper spray, we could destroy every insect that's outside.
No, you mustn't try it.
It sounds like a good idea to me. I'd go, only I couldn't mix the formula.
No, John, you mustn't go out.
Yes, I'm going to do it. If those ants ever get at the car, they'd cut the tires to shreds, and then we would be at their mercy. I've got to go for help while I can.
Then let's all go. We can all get in the car.
It'd be safer to stay here. This house will hold them off for a good while yet. I think the professor's scheme is the best.
All right, Martin. Now, I'll get ready. And then you come downstairs and help me with the garage doors. And you're going to have to open and shut them awfully fast when I take the car out.
Despite Mary's protest, Professor Hanson carried out his plan. With the car tightly closed, the motor racing, Martin flung open the garage doors. The car shot out into the night, the headlights showing great swarms of flying insects in its path. Then Martin swiftly closed and bolted the door again and hurried upstairs.
He's gone.
Oh, why did you let him go?
That ought to be obvious.
What do you mean?
I didn't let him go. I made him go. I put the whole idea in his mind so he'd go off and leave us alone here.
Oh, no.
Sure I did. I'm a bright boy. From now on, it's going to be just you and me and fun.
What do you say?
John isn't going to come back from his little trip to town.
I don't understand.
Right this minute, John's driving to town as fast as he can go. And any second now, the steering gear is going to bust.
No.
Yes, baby, because I fixed it to. And when that steering wheel goes, it'll be curtains for John. The car will hit a tree, and you'll be free to marry me. We'll have Formula 397 and all the dough it'll bring in.
You murdered John. I'm guilty, too. Because I didn't make him send you away.
You never really wanted me to go.
I ought to law with you. And myself, too, but I...
But you don't.
No, Martin. I don't.
That's more like it, baby. We'll always be together. Always.
Forever, Martin. Martin.
Huh?
Something's happened.
What?
The house. It's saved.
Gotta get out of here. I'm caving in it. Mary, quick. Grab hold of me. Come on now, before... Look out!
Conway, can't you drive faster? We must get back to the house.
I'm driving as fast as I can, Professor. Professor, you must control yourself. That was a serious accident you were in. It's a miracle you weren't killed.
Sure was.
When your car hit that tree, I'm just glad it wasn't me.
Yes, but please drive faster.
We're almost there. The house is just around this bend in the road.
Yes, but please hurry. You mustn't slow down.
Professor, I got to take this curve slow. After all, we don't want them.
Good Lord.
The house. It's collapsed.
Now, come quickly. We must find my wife and Martin.
Come along, Conway. This looks bad.
Doctor. Mary. Mary, where are you? Mary, answer me.
Conway, you better start looking through the wreckage.
Mary! Mary, where are you?
Oh, Lord, I've never seen so many bugs in all my life.
We only had more of my Formula 397. We could kill all of them. All of them. But they won't get the better of me. They won't.
Oh, Professor, what are you doing? There isn't any spray in that gun. It's empty.
I'll show them. I'll show them. Doctor.
I found them. They're under the wreckage of the house.
Oh, well, you'd better take me to them, Conway. Perhaps we can see.
Too late, Doc. They're both dead. Dead? They're dead? Yes, Professor. They were killed by falling timbers when the house collapsed.
No. No! It wasn't the falling timbers that killed them. It was the insect world that killed them. They tried to destroy me, and instead they murdered Mary. And now they're trying to break me down. But I won't let them. I won't let them. Formula 397.
Doc, what's wrong with him? That spray gun's empty.
Yes, Conway, I know. I'm afraid he's completely mad. The insect world has destroyed his mind.
This is the mysterious traveler again. How did you enjoy our visit with the man the insect hated? Too bad about poor Professor Hanson, wasn't it? Yes, they found he'd gone completely mad, and in his madness had completely forgotten his newly discovered Formula 397, which would destroy all insects. Oh, what happened to the copy of the formula which Martin had stolen? Well, strangely enough, when Martin's body was removed from the wreckage, the formula was not in his pocket. Some people say that the insect... Oh, you have to get off here. I'm sorry. But I'm sure we'll meet again. I take this same train every week at this same time.
Thank you for listening to and showing your support for my podcast. If you would like to receive notifications of when new episodes are posted, please subscribe to my channel. Subscriptions are 100% free, and they really help me get an idea of how I'm doing. Well, hope you enjoyed, and until next time, stay safe, wish you well, and as always, peace.